If you guys have any questions, of course, don't hesitate to ask me. As you see here, I'll be seeing in the live chat, and I will respond as quickly as possible to whatever questions you may have. So yeah, the title of today's live stream. Mateo says, "Yo, bro. Hey, Mateo. Nice to see you, man. Well, if you have any questions about the market or about my meme coin, don't hesitate. How long did it take you to become profitable when it comes to trading? Well, first of all, I do not trade manually. I have my systems for it. And if your question is how long it took me to figure it all out, it was around 4 years to actually fully understand how it all works, what I should be doing, what I should not be doing. And I think the biggest life hack I can sell you straight away is forget about leverage. Leverage will wipe you out. Uh, the game on leverage field is 100% rigged from the very beginning to the very end, and it actually funds market makers and allows them to finance all of different moves that later they practice on the market. If you let yourself to get persuaded that leverage trading is the thing you're supposed to do, unfortunately you will never succeed. So yeah, I mean the title of today's live stream is BTC.D counterattack, right? So Bitcoin dominance, as you see, has risen quite a bit in 2 days. You may remember I was speculating that we are going to break this 60.60 level, quite flashy, and it has not happened. We have I also pointed it out that I could be wrong on that. I always say that I could be wrong on that. Maybe we have a rebound, but it's not going to be a strong one. This level highly likely will not is not going to stop us out for a very long time. Having said so, I must say this one amazes me once again. Bitcoin dominance. This chart is amazing me once again because this bounce is actually far more powerful than I could have ever guessed. And does that mean we should be fearful? Does that mean altcoins are going to the sewer? Because we are back on the upward trajectory? Well, no. Why? Because the structure of this market is already broken, right? The structure is already broken. When we look at the weekly had made a very pronounced statement, well pronounced statement. So that is why it would be, to be honest, it will be very, very weird if we do indeed recover this week all of this Bitcoin dominance and then get back on the track to Bitcoin dominance rising. That would be very, very weird, and it's highly unlikely. It is possible that one thing is worth to remember, to know, to learn about. Everything is possible, but certain things are carry very little probability. So that one belongs to that circle. It's very improbable that we are going to recover Bitcoin dominance and we will get back to its all-time high from this point. Highly unlikely given multiple things. First of all, the market structure. Second, seasonality. Third, where we at with the liquidity, right? With the, let's say, composition of the market liquidity right now. Definitely is against the interest of the biggest players to make big dumps on Bitcoin, on altcoins, because that would be, let's say, promoting Bitcoin dominance, I think, the most right now. So given that liquidity is very low, they would have to pay a lot in spreads, which those guys, those big players, they're in the game for like 30, 40, some of them 50 years. They know it upside down. Inside out, upside down, inside out, and they use all of the tricks from the book. They know all of the tricks and they use them, right? So that's why they will definitely not be overpaying spreads. They know that it is much more beneficial to keep printing prices higher, occasionally liquidating gamblers trading leverage. That's why I keep repeating it to you. Stay away from leverage, because you will get you may have some decent series of wins once in, here and there, but overall they will rip last shirt off your back, right? Because they have so much more arguments of power. Like what you stand against is so overwhelming if you really know if you really know the math of it, that it is all you can get is a temporal success. I don't know, some won battles in a lost war, a war that obviously must be lost. Like I said, if you know entire math of it. So so yeah, this one actually, this is not a disaster. It's still surprising to me, given for how long we've been chopping around in the altcoin sphere. It's altcoin sphere is very worn out, meaning that there is probably very little weak hands there. But as I tend to say, bulls hate to be ridden. So if anyone tries to jump on the bull, and bull realizes somebody is trying to get a free ride, it starts to kick. So this is a very normal thing, very natural one, something that you must get familiar with if you want to stay around, because otherwise you will be overreacting to what is going on at occasions like this one. This is absolutely not natural, and from market structure perspective, nothing really serious is going on in the altcoin realm right now. On the opposite, as you see here, from Bitcoin dominant side, we are well in the green light when it comes to altcoin season, right? Nothing has been recovered here. Nothing has been negated here. We are still on the right track, on the right path to the full blown altcoin season. Mattel says, do you day trade or just invest? No, I have my own systems trading. So, and they trade 24 hours. Is it could you call it day trade? No, I don't think you could call it day trade, because they don't trade with frequency, let's say, high enough to call it day trading. Like, for example, an average life of a trade with my system is in between few days to couple of weeks. So I don't. Can you call it intraday trading? Maybe some. It depends on your perspective, right? It depends on your perspective. Some people would probably call it intraday. Me, I think I would call it like maybe a little bit midterm. Um, I mean, not this is not day trading. At best, intraday. At best, definitely not day trading. If you day trade, then you highly likely overtrade. Overtrading is a very serious problem in this realm and in this profession. And to overtrade, I mean, you must learn with your own experience what it actually means. But how you can learn it? You can learn it with back testing. To be honest, and I've said it many times on my live streams. If you trade manually, you are doing it wrong, because if you have a strategy, you should encode it, you should program it, and you should let it fly for you 24/7. If you trade manually, that literally means you are doing something wrong. So especially nowadays, when you can use ChatGPT or Grok to make you a Python script that's very easy to execute, and um, but people keep trying to trade manually, because they think that is what professionals do. No, I am the professional. I'm a professional. I am the professional, and none of us trade manually. No, nobody who stays long-term profitable nowadays in this market trades manually. All of us trade with some sort of a system, automated system. So me, I don't even know how what coins I have in position now. Like I trade well over 200 coins, and I don't even know which I still have after this pullback that we just had. How many of them I still have in position? How many have exited? How many remain? I would have to log into my system and then check it. That's how professionals, make it happen. Not with manual trading, because it will drain you psychologically if you want to do it manually fairly fast. Fairly fast, because if you can, for example, if you can easily lose 10 times in a row, and then the 11th trade can be profitable enough to not only recover your losses but also give you a profit. This is not something that fits human psychology, because people's patience go to hell after, I don't know, fifth, sixth, or seventh loss in a row, right? That is why it's a natural edge that you want to gain as fast as possible. Automated trading. So here on Bitcoin dominance, you will probably hear it here and there. If you, for example, watch other, I don't know, crypto YouTubers or influencers, I don't know which one I am myself, to be honest. Doesn't really matter. I'm just a guy on the internet talking about charts, promoting my meme coin, because all of it is for promoting my meme coin, right? From promotion of my meme coin. This meme coin indirectly is kind of a stock of my social media, all of my social media, all of my YouTube channels, all of my Rumble channels, Kick channels, Twitch channels, of my ex, of everything, right? So this is the only project I promote. I do not promote anything else, and it will stay that way, right? So talking about markets and stuff, sharing my knowledge, giving advice is as a matter of fact, a background for promoting this one here, right? So this is a market in very, very early stage of development. We've got just 58 market participants so far. So if you compare it against any other meme coin, like for example, anything that is suggested here, I don't know, that for example, you will see that they have 2,202 holders, right? Investors. So far, far, far more than my meme coin, right? So that should tell you how early it is. And this is not a seasonal project. This is a lifetime project. So like I said, this is the only project I promote here, and it's going to stay that way. So look at my format. Let's say at format of my channels, at format of my social media, and decide for yourself how much room for growth this guy has. Can he conquer the world, for example? Can he go to, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I don't know, on other live streaming platforms? If that is anyhow possible in your mind, then you should throw something at high tech and let it sit there. Don't throw too much. Throw something at it that you will not sweat. Throw something that you can afford to let it sit, right? Because it's a work in progress, let's say, right? I live stream nearly every day on my English live streaming platforms, and every day on my Polish live streaming platforms. I'm Polish. To those that don't know, my Polish YouTube channel is far, far larger than my English one. When it comes to actually my English YouTube channel, I don't know why. I don't know for what is the problem, but YouTube was up until very recently was completely hiding it from the people, like literally hiding it. And when it comes to my Polish YouTube channel, well, I cannot really complain because fairly quickly it gave me a quite decent reach. So right now I can enjoy 802 subscribers, as you see here. Watch times I have very decent, like generally all of the statistics are very decent. And as you see, the number of my subscribers keeps growing. I I earn like I don't know at least one subscriber every day on my Polish YouTube channel. So and that's why I live stream to multiple platforms at once when I do live stream in English, right? Because as you see here, I live stream to Twitch, to of course YouTube. This one is Kick and to Rumble. So I use Rumble Studio to live stream to multiple platforms at once, right? So so that is why I don't know why this one is pinned here. You see it, yeah. So yeah, if you think I can, it is ahead of me to gain, let's say, considerable popularity. You can invest in it. You can literally invest in the future of my social media through my memecoin, which, like I said, is indirectly my stock. Yeah. But coming back to what we can find in the charts, and by the way, if you, because this one is also important. Recently, probably you have noticed that I play a video in a loop as a live stream where I talk about high tech. So that will stay on all of my channels. So whenever I do not do this kind of live streams, I will be turning on that live stream of this promotion video about high tech, just so I gain visibility, right? Because that helps me to gain reach, to gain me exposure. I mean, exposure to my channels, of my channels to the audience. I don't know why. That's the only way YouTube decides to give me impressions on others people feed, right? So what are impressions? Impressions are show like this displays, right? It displays, let's say, a thumbnail with my channel somewhere when so someone is scrolling, it just puts it somewhere in between, right? Somewhere in there. Otherwise, if I don't do live streams in that manner, like multiple hours of live streams of a video in a loop, it will not give me any reach, right? So it has actually two advantages because first, you know, someone and it's like 40 minute long material, so you know I spill quite a lot of information about high tech there. So first advantage is that. People can carry it out and learn about high tech. That's first, and second they can discover the channel, right? Because like I said, only then YouTube will be nice enough to actually serve, you know, my channel to anybody. So that's why don't freak out. Don't think I'm lazy or anything like that. When you see it, just remember that it's the only way of actually giving this channel a reach, right? This channel a growth, and I think the easiest way to get completely rid of any type of irritation related to that is to get yourself a little bit of high tech, because then you have that awareness that okay, I don't like those videos, but I'm invested in this guy through his meme coin, and this is what he needs to do to grow this thing, to pump my own bugs, right? Because now I'm invested in him. Because that's literally what you do. If you buy high tech, you literally employ me to pump your bugs. All all of my talks on all of my channels then are for you and your high tech holding. So yeah, let's go over to. I mean, let's take a look at. First of all, let's bring this one back, so I can have an eye on it. Let's refresh coin market cap altcoin season index. This one is at 41. Yesterday was at 43. The day prior to that, it was at above 50, right? I mean, somewhere here probably. Am I right? Yeah, here it was at above. Here it says, yeah, here it was 55, right? Here it was at 55. So this one was actually showing that we are in at the very beginning of altcoin season. Now people using this index, they could think, oh, the altcoin season has slipped away, right? We were so close and it's not coming. Absolutely not. First of all, this thing shows. I mean, it lags 1 day. That's one. Second, second, it could be highly likely it could be heavily manipulated because nobody really knows what are the criteria that are taken here, right? That are under consideration here. Nobody really knows it. It's not really that transparent. So the third thing is that that it doesn't have to be really that accurate, because it probably relies most on Bitcoin dominance, and Bitcoin dominance can be very tricky. It will not tell you the early stage of altcoin season. It will actually show you fairly late stage of altcoin season. So just remember those three things. So right now we are below 50. According to this one, this is Bitcoin back to Bitcoin season. According to what I've been saying on this show, and let me remind you what I've been saying for a very long time. I've been saying, and you can go back on my YouTube channel and check it for yourself. I said that from here we are starting altcoin season, right? Like literally when we were at this stage here, I said probably we are not going to take out this low anymore, and we are starting altcoin season, the early stage of altcoin season. And look what happened shortly after, right? We went aggressively up. So here, when we look at all of those levels of resistance and support, I have marked here. I mean, some of them have been taken off by TradingView, because TradingView loves to employ me to put lines here. I don't know why. The developers of TradingView have it very difficult to make it just stay. So yeah, for example, if we consider others chat and this level, more or less this level, I think $300 billion. Technically speaking, if we consider classical technical analysis, there was some potential for a pushback here, for a rejection, only temporarily, because we are well, we definitely have a lot of gas left in the tank. So that is why I would not be worried if I were you. We've been jumping around for a very long time. The whole job of it is to shake out the weak hands, to leave as much of these assets as possible in hands of strongest hands possible. This is literally what it served to. So I think after so long, it's been like maybe even more than 18 months, because this one actually does not represent what has been going on in the altcoin sphere very accurately. Why? Because this one is composed of altcoins listed on Binance, and Binance, they list a lot of altcoins, then they add new ones. So that is why this one is distorted. It's like this one gives you like a very very rough idea of what is going on, and not very precise. And nonetheless, structurally speaking, we made a very nice local high, and this one here has been a very nice high low. So we got higher high, higher low. So we literally have completely broken with bearish structure. Actually, we have broken with it from here, but then here we were trying to get back to it, and this is a confirmation that we are out of it. Like we are completely out of it, right? But yeah, others. It used to be my favorite chart when it comes to altcoins, but now I switched to total E50. I think this one is actually much better. Oh, and here as you see, TradingView kept my magic lines. So here we also are having, so far we are having rejection from a very technical level, which is $80 billion. Total E50 is composed of same as others altcoins listed on Binance, but with the exclusion of top 50. So that includes stablecoins too. So here we have like pure altcoin bunch, right? And this one does not look as bullish as other chart because of it. I think it looks much closer to how it's supposed to look. Still distorted because of that coin delisting and adding on Bitcoin, that coin to coin rotation in the repertoire, but much closer. I think this one should be, at least in theory, much more accurately demonstrating what is actually the sentiment of the market towards altcoins, and structurally speaking is the same. So we've here we have broken out with the bearish trend, and here we confirm that we are out of it, right? And here we made a new local high. So that's why I think if you try to short it, don't short it. If you try to short it, you must really hate the money. I think right now you should be, in current circumstances, given that the government of the United States has decided to turn on the printers in a big way. They're about to print trillion dollars, sorry, $6 trillion in upcoming 10 years or 5 years. Was it 10 or 5? I don't know. I think it was 5 years. So abysmal amount, absolutely abysmal amount of capital injection into the American economy, which counts the most when we talk about cryptocurrencies. Is the biggest economy in the world by a far margin. So whatever happens there influences crypto the most, right? Especially if you want to contemplate and think about any probabilities of pumps, right? What happens there counts the most. So yeah, so far we're having the very technical rejection. We'll see if it lasts until the end of the week, because let's remember that the week still has quite few days left. So for now it looks like a rejection, and it can very well be a nasty fake out. It can very well be the trick of the market to shake out again people that they don't really know what the hell is going on, what the hell they're supposed to do, and they get scared and they sell, even if they are in profit way prematurely, right? Because remember, the percent of market participants that remain profitable here in this game rarely exceeds 1. Rarely exceeds 1. Somewhere on the web you can find the ratio is 80-20. Forget about it. That's a lie. It's not 80-20. It's 99-1, and most of the time is even less than 1. So that is why here this is the battle of the fittest, and and you must really know what you are doing if you want to stay with the money, right? Otherwise you are going to miscalculate something, you are going to overestimate something, underestimate something, and you will leave the money on the table for somebody else to take it, right? So if you are in the learning process, if you are coming up with your own strategy that later you are going to be willing to automate because that's the only way you can actually keep making it. Then just do it with very minor amounts, very small amounts, something that even if you lose it is not going to destroy your life, right? Because yeah, the real number of people that keep winning here is very tiny. Very, it's not what they tell you on the internet. Most of the crypto influencers, they shill you ref links, and then they shill you leverage trading when they earn most of the money when you get liquidated. If you don't believe me, go and check how much fees you pay when you open the trade, how much fees you pay when you close the trade, how much fee you pay for stop loss, and how much fee you pay for liquidation. The most fee you pay is for liquidation, meaning that those guys, the interest of those guys is the incentive, actually, economical vector is for you to get liquidated. So if they want to make most out of you, they want you to get liquidated. So just put that deep in your head when some other influencer will be shilling some derivative exchange to you, where the money lays to them, right? So yeah, so that is why I offer something completely different. My deal is absolutely different, and let me tell you, I'm 100% sure it's going to get a wide adoption. It's going to be a blueprint for other crypto influencers and all sort of influencers. I emitted my own meme coin, and I offer literally you to invest in it, and then I'm working for you. Whatever I say here, whatever anybody likes about me, it works for this meme coin here, right? If somebody sympathizes with me, they'll be more keen, of course, to get a little bit of this one. If you are the first one, if you have known me way before, you're benefiting from it, right? So this is a completely different type of the deal. If you earn only if I earn, not the other way around, unfortunately, which is the case with other influencers. And this is a very good deal also for micro influencers, like very small influencers, because that allows to benefit from their influencing activity way before any of those live streaming platforms enable them monetization. Like, for example, even though my Polish YouTube channel is doing quite well, 802 subscribers, a lot of watch time, as you see, most of crypto influencers probably don't have this kind of a watch time with 10 times more subscribers as I do, because of the type of content I produce. I don't make videos edited content. I just turn on the live stream and I talk, right? And I say what I think. I share my knowledge over 11 years of experience in this market, and that's the value I induce into what I'm doing here, right? So even though I have this much engagement, because this is an engagement that is definitely to boast about, and this many subscribers, which is with this type of content, is not really easy to get. I still do not qualify to get monetized. Like I'm still far from qualification to actually even enable monetization. Imagine that. Meanwhile, I already benefited a lot from my meme coin, right? And even not dumping it on exchange, because here we had the first wave of growth. We went from $1 to $307, I think. Yeah, 307, and then early investors started to sell off, right? So those sell-offs were not caused by me. I do not sell on exchanges because that's against my interest. What is along my interest is to sell OTC. So all of the coin I ever sold, I sold OTC. Here the price actually, my interest, my incentive is to keep it as high as possible because then I can sell OTC more expensive, right? So this is how economic relations uh, are um, are working here. But I mean, generally speaking, it's actually only natural that at the beginning of such a small market as this one, there is high concentration of this asset in the group of few. Later, when other people are coming, they redistribute it. This is a process you cannot really stop. You can only count on them not to redistribute it in too dumb way. And those guys, they like, for example, this dump here and this dump here was not smart because I was telling them, if you want to sell it, don't sell it at once. Just redistribute it slowly because you will simply, even if you want to withdraw from this market, you will simply make more money. And apparently, they were acting like, I don't know, they were 14 years old or something like that. But yeah, like I said, those things are of that kind you cannot really control. All I can do is just to deliver my work, keep talking about this project. Why is it very revolutionary? Why is it something that will have to end up in a huge success? Why is it still very early? It's turbo early, and I mean, one thing that those guys they really have done well is that they allowed more people to buy in cheap because those prices right here are super cheap, and you will see for yourself in 10 months, 12 months, 15 months from now that these prices right now right here are turbo cheap, right? Even the all-time high that we had back in May, 7th of May, even this all-time high is turbo cheap. It's really, really, really cheap because the circulating supply is likely nearly nothing. So this market is very easy to pump. And given that I talk about it every single day, more and more people learn about it. More and more people start to sympathize with me. Start kind of a bromance with me. uh, More and more people will be willing to throw something at it. But my advice is, if you invest here, don't invest big. Invest something small, so you let it sit, right? So you let it sit. You don't be nervous about it, and eventually have dry powder to buy the dip if there is any dip, and that way it's going to work for you much better. And in the meantime, you will see me talking about it every single day, sharing my perspective on the market, talking in the time between talking about high tech, recommending it to anybody who comes to my live stream. So, like I said, this is a deal you will not find anywhere else. Um, and yeah, what I have decided is that I will be actually restreaming those live streams that I make right now. I will be restreaming them in a looped manner, so it will be in a loop for several hours a day, right? Because again, if I live stream once, YouTube will give me only this much and this much of exposure, this much of impressions, and once I'm done with this live stream, it will literally put it in the closet, right? Since right now I'm still a very small influencer. That's not entirely the case on other platforms like Twitch, for example, Kick or Rumble. There I get much better numbers, much better numbers. Even though those platforms are really small in comparison to in
This is
comparison
the make.
to YouTube. Like for example, this one. How many views? I got 6 followers now. Wow! And I started like literally a couple of days ago. So the pace at which I earn following on Twitch or on Kick is much faster. Is way faster than on. Oh, this one was the last of my live streams about high tech with that looped video. So yeah, I'll be literally restreaming this very live stream just to gain more exposure, just so those all of those live streaming platforms demonstrate more of me, and that way more people will learn about high tech, learn about me, learn about high tech, learn about my expertise, why it is valuable to actually stick with me and follow my content. And yeah, since I'm a professional, unlike 99% of people you watch on crypto YouTube or on generally on crypto live streaming media, you will hear totally different level of stuff than anywhere else, right? Because those guys, they cannot share certain things with you because they don't know. They literally don't know. They speculate about something. They do not even know what market mechanics is. So they are very very um, they fall very very short with what they can offer. They can offer only sensation, and that's it. I'll make it private just so it does not collect any more data outside of live streaming. Why? Because it's a looped video, so um, it's not very very attractive. Once it's not live streaming anymore, it's losing its attractivity. Uh, but yeah, one thing to point out is even if I live stream those looped videos, I'm still by my computer. So if I see there is some conversation breaking out in the live chat, I will flip the screen and I will start to comment on that. I will start to explain. If I see questions, I will start to explain. I will get involved, right? I will jump in the pot and I will get involved, right? So it's not going to be like those looped videos of those several hours long live streams are going to be completely dead, right? Absolutely not. I'll be doing my other work on this laptop, and when I see there is a conversation ongoing, I'm jumping right in, and I'm adding comments, I'm adding video content, flipping the screens, and then making it a proper live stream. So yeah. So definitely, whenever you decide to invest in high tech, even if it's a small amount, share, like, and subscribe and follow, and repost my content, because the biggest power of meme coins lays in the community. I mean, leader, the creator, is one power, and it's a superpower if the leader slash creator is someone who really know what he or she is doing. That's a very strong point. And another strong point is the community, right? The community that understands how things work here. So yeah, so that's that's my advice. But coming back to what we have in the charts, again, everything is looking good. Everything is looking good. You should definitely be very far from any sort of a panic. Another confirmation for how good we are doing is how S&P is been doing. Why? Because just yesterday, I mean, first of all, yeah, just yesterday, in the last 50 minutes, we made another all-time high. We scored another all-time high on S&P, and since S&P, I mean, Bitcoin likes to correlate to S&P. Of course, it favorites Bitcoin too. And if it favorites Bitcoin, it favorites the broadly understood crypto market. So that's another proof that everything is going well. Many people are calling for huge correction on S&P. That is very good, because, like I said, in this place, 99% of market participants are destined to be wrong. So there is a lot of big signs and tiny indications that we are about to go higher across the board. Of course, we can experience some corrections on the way up. I mean, we will experience corrections that is absolutely unavoidable, but the overall setup is very rare. It's very unique. I don't remember last time the situation was this clear, to be honest. At the beginning of 2023, maybe somewhat similar, but not as clear as now. It's still the level of clarity I had back then was still nowhere to compare to what we are having right now. It's that good. It's literally that good. And I know it's very easy to get confused, but only if you really don't know what the hell you are looking at, who the hell you are listening to, and like it's literally not your thing. Only then you can be disoriented. Yeah. Any other chart I want to discuss? Maybe yeah. Let's take a look how crypto bubbles is doing. Well, maybe not last 1 hour, maybe a day. Okay, let it be last hour. Here, of course, I'm eyeing only Binance coins because my systems are trading on Binance, so I'm not really interested in tracking anything else. Loka is doing well, and I trade Loka. I don't trade all of those coins. I trade a lot, many of those coins, many, but not all of them. Loka is doing well. Let me take a look. Let me take a look at it. I'm definitely not trading Loka. This one actually gave me a double. It gave me a double a while ago. Yeah, here it gave me a double. Here the initial investment was withdrawn and 50% of the position remained. And as you see right now we are higher than here. So that means I keep profiting from this position. And yeah, of course it's impossible to dislike it. When I mark this entry and I switch to the weekly candle just to see potentially how much upside we can have ahead of it. As you see, here it looks like it literally got the bottom of a bottom of a bottom. So definitely, I mean, least we can expect, I think, from here, from this coin is to make it until the prior high, prior local high. So still a long way to go, long way to go. So this one will give me two doubles, at least two doubles for 100%. Zero doubt in my mind. I could be wrong though, but that's what I believe now. And remember, whatever I say here, I do not trade based on that. I have my systems from it, right? So sometimes I get things wrong. Sometimes I get things very wrong, and my systems they save me from that. But also from time to time I will get things very right. Usually on average I get things much more right than I get wrong. So that's that good takeaway from this. So yeah, what else can we check? Liquidation levels. Let's take a look. How many people got liquidated last 24 hours? Level of liquidations on Bitcoin below 100 million, so that's low. So participation in this market is still very low. Retail is definitely not with us. They are at home. Only like the most engaged gamblers are behind the screens right now. Ether, $160 million in liquidations, mostly longs. I have a position in Ether too, which is well in profit. I don't think it got closed with this pull, but probably not. Probably it did not get closed. It did not get closed. Yeah, it's open. Indeed. How high is it? Yeah. So here, prior to this position, I had a small fake out, then a re-entry, and it's plus 43% in profit. In its peak, it was in 54. So yeah, so here same stuff. Market structure is still looking well. The uptrend is still looking well. It's well in place. I don't see the reason for this position to jump out, right? And well, one thing to worry about, to be perfectly honest with you guys, is that Jim Cramer and those that are in the space for longer than a month probably know about Jim Cramer. That guy's all time the great of all time when it comes to inverse indicators. Who is a person that gains that title? Well, that's an individual that usually his or her calls are totally the opposite of what's about to happen, right? So Jim Cramer said that we should invest in Bitcoin, we should invest in Ethereum, right? So that could be meaning that we are ahead of some sort of a pullback on Ethereum. And if that's the case, I'm going to get this position closed by my systems. But the good side of, I mean, the hopeful side of this situation is that Jim Cramer, he usually tends to change his opinion quite a lot, in sometimes in short time on assets. So I mean, we should remain hopeful that he flips bearish on both of them, on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that would mean that we are going higher. And another thing is that he's not 100% accurate with his inverse calls. He's like 95% accurate. So very, very once in a blue moon he will actually have a good call. So maybe it's this time. We'll see. We'll see. Me, I'm protected with my fully automated trading system. If something bad is about to happen, then I'm going to get my position closed. But to be honest, like I keep educating you about, the liquidity setup is not good for big players to do any sort of dumps right now. It's just not good because they overpay in spreads. The only thing that could make them money now is derivative markets and causing cascades of liquidations, right? That's the only place where they can make money. But the question is it a deal good enough to break the market structures that they've been printing for so long already? And you know, the worse reputation this market gets, the more difficult, the higher they have to actually print the charts to spark the high interest among retailers. And at the end of the day, retailers are those that receive the bugs from there at way overblown prices. So that's why combining all of those elements, I don't really think they are going to cause us a lot of negative volatility. Nothing close to something that could ruin crypto's reputation for upcoming months. To be honest, that's how I see it. But like I say, I already said multiple times, I don't trade it manually, and I don't trade it based on what I think I see in the charts. I have my systems from it. So from time to time, I will get things wrong. From time to time, I will not know about something, and markets will prove me wrong, but it will not prove wrong my systems in the grand scheme of things. This is my X profile, of course. If you want to follow, feel free to do so. Here, of course, I post about my live streams too. And yeah, as you see, X is not giving me much of social media reach. Just 3 impressions. That's literally nothing. This is what I'm talking about. That's why I'm forced to search for different ways, tricks, how to amplify my reach. And one could say, oh, because you don't have premium account. I was paying for premium account for years, and there is zero difference in between, literally zero difference in between a premium account and your reach and free account and you reach. Like this is totally not worth it. So yeah. The only thing that makes me think about renewing premium services that you can live stream on X when you have premium. That's literally the only thing that makes me like he keeps poking my arm like, hey, maybe you renew the subscription because of it, but I'm still not fully, convinced on that one. I'm not still fully bought on that one, because since here I can still live stream to 4 different platforms, adding just one that is not really very satisfying with that reach. Is it worth it? I'll have to stay with it a little bit longer before I make an educated decision about it. So yeah, it's very early in my time zone, so maybe that's why I'm not getting much track here in the stats. But like I said, I will be rest streaming it later on, and okay, it's been 58 minutes like I'm live streaming for now, and yeah, that's why. Because of those numbers here. Well, at least there's three people watching. That's better than nothing. But I'm 100% sure, like zero doubt, my social media are going to explode when interest about around cryptos, meme coins gets higher on internet. So for example, here we have Google Trends, and as you see, meme coin search term past 12 months in United States, it's literally with face against the ground, right? So the interest is super low right now. Around meme coins, crypto is doing a little bit better, I think. Crypto search term, yeah, slightly better. It's getting up. Altcoins was doing quite well for some time. Yeah, what the hell has happened? Eurosearch doesn't have enough data to show here. What? Ah, sorry. Altcoins. I just tapped it wrong. Yeah. So this one, as you see, is on upward trajectory, right? So we even for one read we even went up to 100, and right now we are maintaining upward trajectory. So in the eyes of some, that can be a confirmation what I'm preaching here, that you should not be scared of what is happening in the market. You should be using every single opportunity to buy the dip, not to jump out of your bugs. And that is actually the only metric that is this bullish, the only search term that is this bullish, because even Bitcoin, as you see, current read from current week is back on the downward trajectory, right? So altcoins is the only one that maintains the upward trajectory. All of the rest related to crypto is not really looking that good. So I think what we should do is to take the average of all of them to have an educated guess of what we should expect. So that gives us a picture that is still very early. Still very early. It's just something is picking up, at one side of the room, but the room is really cold. And let's take a look at crypto fear and greed index 67, so much colder than yesterday by 3 points, and that's good. That's really good. This one we want to keep climbing up and see this one as cold as possible for as long as possible, because the more people get interested, that means the dumpage is coming, because the people is used in this place, the retail is used to unload the pugs, right? To deliver the liquidity. They are the liquidity. So yeah. All right. So yeah, don't forget to get yourself a chunk of high tech, of course, if you like my content, if you think my content has a lot of potential for growth My social media live streaming channels, let's say, have a lot of room for growth. Get yourself a little bit of high tech, because that is literally the indirect way of investing in it, right? So you can literally, you can employ me. You can all of this talk I do here nearly every day uh, can work for you, right? You can be doing whatever, I don't know, play your ball, or whatever else, and me, I will be here every single day talking on your behalf if you are an investor in my meme coin. I think the deal is absolutely amazing, and nobody really offers anything like this. That is why it's so innovative, that is why it's so revolutionary, and that is why this is going to be copied all over the internet sometime soon. Like, I don't know, in a year, I believe, listen, I believe that people will be hitting my DMs, asking me to give them instructions, to guide them, to give them coaching, how to achieve what I have achieved, like in a year, right? And let me tell you, I will be charging them in my meme coin. If somebody comes to me and wants to repeat my success, because this one is going to be successful, right? Very successful. So I give you opportunity to buy into this market super early, super early. This is like literally buying Bitcoin in, I don't know, 2011 or something. And whatever they want to get out of me, whatever service I'll be telling them, then you will have to pay me in my meme coin. So they'll be coming here, and they will be asked to pump the price. There will be no other way around it. So yeah. So that's what I have to tell you guys for today. Don't chicken out. This market is like this. It just does those shakeouts, especially if you are new. It just does those shakeouts once in a while. That is to maintain the market light, because rallies, they never continue if they're heavy. The bull has to be ridden, as I tend to say. That's why whenever the bull realizes somebody is mounting him, it will start kicking. Put it deep into your head. Once you do that, things will become much clearer. So thank you guys for your time, and I see you sometime soon. Cheers.